Today we're making a one-pot jambalaya pasta that's loaded with shrimp, chicken, sausage, and the holy trinity. Some Cajun seasoning and a creamy sauce that brings everything together. Can't wait to show you this recipe. Stick around, let me show you how I put it together. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through how I prep the veggies as you've seen already, how we season and build flavor into the chicken and shrimp. So if you're looking for an easy Cajun pasta recipe, one-pot dinner, or something different for your family, this is the one. Before we get anything in the pot, we're gonna start with the flavor base. For this one-pot jambalaya pasta, we're starting with the holy trinity and some garlic. I'm gonna dice everything small because I want the veggies to melt into the sauce instead of take over the pasta. The onions bring sweetness, the bell peppers bring that classic jambalaya flavor, the celery gives that savory backbone, and the garlic, you already know, that's going in because we want flavor in every bite. All right, so let's get our sausage cut up. I'm using smoked sausage. Before we go any further, I need to know where y'all stand on this. Would you make a one-pot jambalaya pasta for a weeknight, a Sunday comfort meal, or a family gathering? Now, the last thing we got is our chicken. You notice I used all of the other ingredients and got those set up first. And the chicken is the one that we did last. The main reason I like to do that is because the minute that I go ahead and cut up the chicken, I also want to get my cutting board cleaned immediately. Let's officially get this one-pot jambalaya cooking. The first thing we're gonna do is add some avocado oil into a pan, along with the smoked sausage so we can brown the smoked sausage. We wanna get some nice color on the smoked sausage and render some of that fat from the smoked sausage. It's a great way to infuse the oil that's currently in the pan. All right, so the smoked sausage are looking really good at this point. Now we come to the chicken breasts. I cut up 2 large chicken breasts into nice bite-sized pieces. And we want to get them seasoned up real nice with some salt and some pepper. We're also going to make sure we infuse this with a bunch of Cajun seasoning. We're building flavors here. So we're going to use some of that Tony's, also some Slap Your Mama. And we got to add a little smoked paprika. It just gives the chicken a really, really nice color and helps to develop that rich flavor. But this is exactly what you want. Just take a look at that. Man, that looks good. All right, let's get a little butter in the pan, and then we're gonna throw the shrimp in. All right, so we're gonna use the same seasoning that we did. Some Tony's, some Slap Your Mama, that smoked paprika again, and a tiny bit of salt and pepper. Get the shrimp moved around in that butter. Make sure you coat them with all that seasoning. All right, we're gonna add a little more oil to the pan, and let's get this holy trinity in here, okay? We're gonna pick up some of that seasoning on the bottom of the pan, add a little bit of salt and pepper so that the onions will sweat. Now, I bet at this point you're wondering, Mike, you're not boiling your pasta. What's going on? Again, this is a one-pot dish. As I made the promise earlier, this is all gonna be cooked in one pot. So let's go ahead and get the garlic in here. We're gonna cook the garlic until it's fragrant, and it also blends well with the other ingredients. All right, we're gonna add some diced tomatoes in. And if you're not a fan of diced tomatoes or tomatoes in general, just leave them out. I know a lot of folks that they don't necessarily like tomatoes, but they do like tomato sauce. So you don't have to add this in. You could add some peppers, more peppers if you wanted to. But if you're not a fan of tomatoes, that's fine. Now we're gonna repeat the cycle. If you've seen some of my previous videos, we season as we go. And we're using the same seasoning to make sure we continue developing flavor. But since we're cooking pasta in here, I want to make sure I have enough salt because the pasta is going to absorb some of that salt. Which hot sauce is better? Is it Crystal's or is it Louisiana hot sauce? You got to ask yourself that question. So I'm just going to put a dash in here along with some bay leaves, and we're going to mix that in. Going to bring in some of that What's That Here sauce, so some Worcestershire, and that's going to add some nice flavor as well. And this is cooking up really nicely. All right, now we're gonna come in with our liquid. And we're gonna use 4 cups of liquid. And what we used was chicken stock. All right, so the pasta is getting close. What I wanna do is go ahead and throw my chicken in with all of that delicious seasoning. All right, it's smelling like jambalaya up in here. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of heavy cream. We're gonna turn our heat down. We just want to bring it up to a simmer. But this is what you want. You want to coat that pasta with all of that delicious sauce. Make sure you fish out your bay leaves and toss those. All right, let's go and add the shrimp in. I'm just gonna let that residual heat cook the shrimp. When that sausage is done, and I've already taken some of the sauce out that I reserved just to make sure we have enough of that. But this is what you want. Y'all can't tell me that don't look good. Even though I put some of the sauce aside, I wanted to have this be a little bit richer, so I added a little bit more heavy cream. But look at that, man. That looks so good. Y'all got to try this recipe. You get a chance, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you've made it this far. We're gonna go ahead and taste this one. That's what I'm talking about right there. Man, that looks good. All right, so this is my version of a 1-pot jambalaya pasta. Let's get some fresh Parmesan cheese on this. Just so we get that. The sauce is absolutely delicious. I did reserve some of that sauce. I mean, not just parsley. And this dish is done. So y'all know we gotta give it a taste, okay? I'm gonna go for the sausage. And a piece of pasta. Cheers. That is so good. Enjoy this with your family. Sit down, make a nice dish, enjoy it at the table. And as I always say, on to the next one. Guys, make sure you follow some of my other videos. I got some other Cajun videos that I'll put in a playlist behind this one. But make this dish. It's gonna be on point. Y'all have a good one. Today we're making a jambalaya pasta. Shoot. All right. Let me look at my notes. Today we're making a 1-pot jambalaya that's... All right, relax. Today we're making a 1-pot jambalaya pasta that's loaded with... Okay. Today we're making a 1-pot jambalaya that's loaded with... Blah, 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 blah. Come on, Michael. Today we're making a 1-pot jambalaya that's loaded with shrimp, sausage, and chicken.